Hi everybody. I'm in the process of using up my stuff. And I had gone to the scrapbooking convention, was down in Orlando a few years ago, and they were selling these at that dollar booth. I don't know what you want to call it. Everything was $1, $1.50. It was real cheap. But anyhow, they kind of like glisten. And really these are supposed to be made like to go around wine glasses or things like that. But I bought them because I like to make my own flowers. And sometimes I use these as inexpensive centers of the flowers. So I can do something like that. So I have so much of it and I'm not going to make that many flowers. What am I going to do with all that? So I decided I was going to try something different. And what I came up with was this. And I think that is so pretty. You know, I'd seen them in the stores and I was going to buy some. Sometimes I get them when they're on sale and I thought, you know, I've got all that stuff. I wonder if I can make my own. So I tried it and I did. So how did I do it? Well, I used my glue gun. I put like a bead of glue in whatever shape I wanted, and then I just laid these on top and just snipped off the excess. So then I thought, well, how do I get a nice shape? Well, I pulled out some of my rubber stamps, and I have a white mat, craft mat, and I stuck it under, and you can see through it. Now, you probably can't see through it on the camera here. I'm trying to move it up. But I was able to see that, and then I was able to put like a bead of glue following the path of my swirls from my stamp, and then I just stuck those down. But what I found is, I don't know if you can see this or not. See how there's the, I'm trying to get it in focus. Okay. See how there are these double rows of thread holding it together? What I've been doing is just snipping one edge of it. So I get my scissors. I'm trying to do this, keep it in the camera but not looking through the camera. See if I can see that. There we go, about right there. So all I'm doing is just snipping one side. They go really fast. It doesn't have to be perfect because the glue covers the thread. And I thought, you know, I think I'm going to take a bunch of these. And one night when I'm listening to a book on tape or watching a program on TV that I don't really watch, I listen to, I might do a bunch of these and then I'll have them on hand. The last one is usually the hardest because you got to hang on to it. Okay. So now, oops, I think did I get that one? There we go. So now these are all one single thread. Now, when you go to do your swirls, one thing you need to keep in mind is if there's a curve, then you want the thread to be on the inside of the curve because it'll curve real easy then. If you try to do it the other way, you're going to be fighting against it. See how it wants to buckle up? So you always want the curve, the thread to be, you always want the thread to be on the inside of the curve. Okay, so that's something you need to remember. So you might say, well, I don't have one of these craft mats. I have one of the other ones, and I don't know if I can see through it. So what I did for this demonstration, I have some butterflies. I call them my evil butterflies because his eyes, look at those eyes. And I was practicing with this on scrap paper. I just happened to have it there, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to use that for demonstration purposes. And because it's so dark, you can see through the, yeah, no, I'm trying to get this focused. Forgive me as I try to see where I need to put this at. So let me move that out of the way and move this up here so that you can see what I'm doing. So the first thing I'm going to do is the body. I've got my glue gun going. And I don't know if these colors are going to be great because I'm just doing it for demonstration. Let me change this a little bit. I hope my hand doesn't get in the way. So I'm just going to do the body, and I'm just putting glue where the body would be. So now I'm going to make sure that the thread is on the inside because I'm going to start at the top like what we would call the neck on a human being. because I'm going to turn this there and just push it down. So now I'm going to snip this off. Okay, so now I need the head. And see, this is the mean butterfly, but it's not going to look mean when we're done with it because we're going to glitz it up. So now I'm going to do the head. Now I have to make sure when I'm adding on to it, you have to put some glue that connects this glue to the glue that you already laid down so that everything will stick. And I've been using this spatula from the Cricut. I don't own a Cricut, but I like their spatula. So I've been using that. And so now, see, I made a mistake. I started to put it with the thread on the outside, and it didn't want to turn for me. Okay, I'm pushing it down. Now you're going to have to judge from the heat of your glue gun, you know, how much of this you can do. So now I've got a piece that's sticking out here that I don't like. So what I'm going to do is pull this up a little bit. It's going to break it. That's okay. Take that piece off, and I'm going to put a little more glue in there, and that's going to connect it to the body too. And I'm going to push it in, and I kind of like that because it makes the white rhinestone match with the white rhinestone. And I'm going to save that other one because I might need it as a filler piece. Okay, so I've got the body done. So now I need to start on the wings. And I had some of these pieces cut out already. So now I need to make sure that or did I not cut this one? Yes, I did. I need to make sure that the curve is the thread is going to be where the curve is. So it's going to go this way. So I'm just going to do the outline. And I moved. So I got to get that lined up with my photo. And all I'm going to do is just do the outline of the wings. And I need to make sure, like I said, I'm putting a lot of glue where I left off with the last one. So now I'm going to stick it in there. Okay. Turn it. And I think I might do this in 2 different colors. Like I said, the color might not look great because I just grabbed some that I happen to have out. So I had this green. Now because I changed again and it's already starting to cool off, I'm going to put more. You don't have to worry about putting too much, and I'm going to show you why after I'm done with this. After we lift it up. So I got that one too hot. Keep a glass of cold water nearby in case you do mess up your fingers. Okay, so now I'm going to, that's stuck to the other one. That's kind of pulling it up and snipping it. Now it's starting to look pretty instead of looking like the mad butterfly. I don't know, he always looks angry to me. I moved it again. So now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to put more glue near where I need it to connect. Get my blue again, making sure that the curve, the thread is where the curve is going to go. It's on the inside. So I'm just going to stick that in there. Now I'm using a butterfly. I mean, think of all the possibilities. If you have a machine, you could cut out shapes. And I think I need to cut that one off. So if I have to pull it up, that's okay. Just trying to get it in there. And I'm going to lift this a little bit. There we go. So what I'm going to do is just put another bead of glue. Sometimes I use my scissors. And that's going to dry. Okay, so I've got that much done. Now it moved again. I'm going to do the green, making sure the thread is on the inner curve and making sure I've got a good bead where it needs to connect. Okay, I must have sat this in glue because there's glue sticking to it. So now, there. See now, because the thread's on the inside, I can turn this. Stick it in. Snip off that piece, and I've got all kinds of glue threads that are sitting there. And I didn't do the antennae, and I don't think I'm going to do the antennae. I would probably put that on something and draw it in. But you, I mean, if you wanted to, you could. But I just wanted to pick this up so that, I'm trying to find it in a camera. I forgot I had put the lens. Can you see that? So that's all glued. So now I'm going to let it dry. But I wanted to show you this. Here's the mean butterfly. And look what I made from the mean butterfly. It's a nice shape. It's a simple shape. And where's my spatula? So I'm trying to feel to make sure. And sometimes I take the spatula when it's starting to cool down and do this, making sure it's all stuck into the glue. So now I'm going to slowly lift underneath, and there you go. Now, when I pull it up, I don't know if you can see that, everything's stuck to the glue, but there's big pieces of glue. And I think my problem I'm having here is I had it on the zoom, and well, it's good though, so you can see where all that glue's sticking out. So, what do I do with my scissors? They're hiding here. Here we go. Okay. So now, I'm trying to do this around the camera. And this is sticking, the glue sticking to the thing. So now what I'm going to do for the excess, trying to get it in camera here, is I'm just going to cut it off. It's really soft. And what's nice is if you don't like the shape of this, just go back and do it again. So I'm just going to snip that off and just pull that wad of glue out. Yeah, I had gone into Michael's and they had a bunch of stuff on sale, and it was tempting, let me tell you. It was very tempting because, like I said, I've been trying to watch what I'm buying. I'm just trying to buy things that I actually need. Now see those threads there? I'm just going to snip those off. The other ones kind of got hidden in the thread, I mean in the glue. Can't even talk. And if you put this like on backer paper, like maybe a blue backer paper, you probably wouldn't even need that. Now I'm showing you that the inside got filled a little bit, so I'm just pulling all those bits and pieces out. But the other thing I wanted to tell you is if you want, you can fill this all with glue, and that would be clear in there, and it would keep the shape. So you wouldn't have to worry about losing the shape, not necessarily on this because it's so connected, but like I have the swirls, then you'd be able to put like a thin layer. I'm sorry. I'm going to try zooming out and see if that helped. Whoop, wrong way, wrong way. There we go. Okay. The other thing that you'd be able to do with this too, if you filled it in with glue, is put more rhinestones. Or whatever other bling you have. I mean, you might have some brads that you would like to put on the inside, because they have the rhinestone brads. And these are not rhinestones. These are faux rhinestones. All they are is plastic. So it's an economical way of creating the look of rhinestones without actually using rhinestones. So let's say you want to make a card for somebody. You know, people toss cards. I don't care. We want them to keep our cards, and you know they don't. Unless it's somebody who really appreciates cards. It has a nice sentiment on the inside. But a lot of us, you know, we make these and we send it to someone. You know it's going in the trash. So this is an economical way, because you get these. And this was a bigger strip. This was a cut down strip from the bigger strip. I had taken it to a crop with me. And they were only $1. Now I can see, because I was doing this on camera, if I was doing this on my own, I would have been more careful because I noticed this one wing is shorter than the other wing. But you know what? I'm going to use that as an example. So I don't like the fact that this wing is shorter, so I'm going to snip this glue, which was too gunked up anyway, and pull this away. And I had that extra rhinestone. I'm reaching in front of you because I'm trying to find it. That was a blue one. There's, well, it's a dark green one, but I'm still going to use it as an example. I don't know what I did with my green. Where's my green? Did I use it all? There's blue. It's one of those moments that you say, dag nabbit. You know what? I'm just going to cut one off of this. I still have a green on here, and I left this too long, so I'm going to cut one off of there. I didn't want to mess with it earlier. Okay, so I've got my extra green. Let me bring this in close again, but one of the things I want to do is get all this gunk out of here. Get all this extra gunk before I even venture to do the rest. Pull that out. Okay. And this green has a lot of gunk on it. Glue gunk. Okay. So now I've got my green one ready to go. I'll get my glue. Make sure that I'm here and in focus. Let's see. Wrong way. I'm out of thing, but I'm going to move this up now. There we go. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is just separate this, and I'm going to put a glob of glue between the dark green and the light green, and I'm just going to take this other rhinestone, if I can grab hold of it, and just kind of drop it in there. Maybe. I'm gunking it up again. I think my plug must have gotten bumped because it doesn't seem like it's hot. But I wanted to do that just to show you that you can add if you need to. Okay, I got cut off. My battery went dead on my camera. But I wanted to show you while I was charging the battery what I had done. I had made these pinwheels, whatever you call these things, I don't know, a while back, the last week or so. And they were plain, so now what I've done is I just made circles. I just laid the glue in circles and just wound it around and put them on the pinwheels. And this one, I connected different colors with it, so I'm trying to see if I can get them in from a distance like this. I think I need my other light on too so you can see better. Yeah. Yeah, so instead of going out and buying them, I made them. And they may not be perfect, but I'm still learning. So then I went through the rest of my stash and I found these beads and I thought, well, they might work the same way. So I'm going to find out right now. I'm bringing you along for my experiment. I'm only going to put a few though because I need to make this video shorter. But I'm just going to do a few petals just to show you, wouldn't this make a pretty daisy with these pearls? I mean, I had gotten them really cheap. Looks like I may not have cut enough off of my reel. Okay, and what I like about them is they are already just single-stranded. And the pattern that I'm following is the stamp. So I just laid it under my mat. And I'm just using it as a guide as to where to draw the glue. I mean, you get the picture. Yeah. And I think that'll turn out really nice when all is said and done. Can you see that? Yeah, whoops. It's white on white, so it makes it kind of hard. But anyway, yeah, they're the pearls. And then I can put a fancy center on the inside or whatever I want, but make sure the glue is dry before you pick it up to show somebody like I just did, because now it's coming apart. So I'm going to end it right there, but I just wanted to give you another idea. And I was also thinking that you can probably do the same thing even with your loose, like some of these, you know, I had gotten in different samples and stuff, they're loose. I mean, if you have the patience to, these are the actual rhinestone type things, you know, take a pair of tweezers, put like a shape on your glue, and then just drop this into the glue. Things like that. Trying to get into my stash here. I mean, I've got these flowers at the back of it. They're rhinestones, but you could drop some of those in. Some of this type of bling in. These teardrop type shapes in. Of course, the regular pearls and all that, but just trying to give different ideas that you could use this with. I mean, even at the Dollar Tree, they sell these things now, so you could do the same thing with this. Just draw a line of glue and just drop, you know, them individually. But I was also thinking, and I might even try it right now, if I can grab it fast enough. I have a piece of lace. Let me see. I'm going to take this out and experiment with this. Unfortunately, it's going to be white on white again, but it's just a piece of lace like that. So I'm just going to put like a swirl. I just have a swirl there. I'm trying to make sure I'm in camera. So now I'm just going to drop the edge of it. Oh, that's a little hotter. Haha, fair warning. And it goes through the lace, so it's kind of messy. I've got it all over my nails, and I forgot my water. I'm kind of glad I'm doing this on camera, though, so that you can see how to be prepared. So, I did too big of a thing at one time. That's what's wrong. So I'm just going to kind of bunch it up as I go. Okay. Kind of give it a gathered look. I mean, I imagine you could probably just sew this on the sewing machine, but I'm too lazy to do that. Okay, let me draw this glue again. Use my scissors this time. Okay, and just kind of gathering it. Okay. Now, where's my spatula? Ah, now it's sticking to the spatula. I did it too soon. Like I said, I hadn't tried this one. This is an experiment. But, you know, say we were to do something like that. Let me cut this off. And then you could put the pearls and glue those, and that would kind of define the shape of it. And that would be kind of pretty. I'm waiting for the glue to dry. That's why I'm not moving it just yet. Okay, let's try that. I said it's the grand experiment. Okay. Oop. Actually, that looks kind of pretty. And it'd be nicer if we did it on a larger scale. Like I said, I'm just experimenting right now, so let me move this and then bring this in close so you can do something like that. So this is just a string of glue there, just ignore that. You can tell it's not completely dry yet. And then, you know, you could add rhinestones or whatever to that. So you can do the same thing with lace. You just have to bunch it in. So you can see that. And put some of the pearls, or if you don't want to use the pearls, again, you can use, trying to find a single strand, these single strand things like I've been telling you. That would have been pretty along the lace too. So I guess the possibilities are endless. But I just wanted to share this with you. And actually, I was getting ready to sign off when the last video, the battery went dead on it. And I thought, well, how can I just go on just to say goodbye? My battery went dead, you know? So, oh, this one's really sticking. Now, when I take it off, guess what? It went straight. So you probably would want to do that directly onto your card or onto your scrapbook page or whatever you're going to put it on if you're going to do that, because otherwise, I mean, it keeps the curve somewhat, but it also gives it a 3D effect. I don't know. I've got this other one stuck on here. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me see if I can zoom in. It kind of gives it like a 3D effect because the way it stands up. I wish you could see it like I'm seeing it because it's really pretty. But anyway, now I'm going to sign off. So have a great day. And today's Easter for us, so happy Easter and thank you, Jesus. Amen. Bye.